Hi, I'm Tim Routledge. I'm the lighting designer for this year's Eurovision Song Contest in Vienna. The scale of the show means that it takes over my life for about 6 months, maybe a bit longer, but I really start mid-autumn, end of September, early October, when we get the set concept, this year by Florian Wieder, who I worked with last year in Basel. And then it's a long process of designing, integrating lights into the set, where we can place them around cameras, around moving parts, budget, and then going to tender with various rental partners and feasibility and constant changes until we get to this process here. But it's a good 6 or 7 months of my life full on. The number one thing we want to create for everyone at home is 35 different worlds, place the delegations really in the world they wanted to create, so that every delegation's performance feels completely different. Rehearsals are interesting for Eurovision because we're here for such a long time, and that process starts for me in pre-visualization back in London. So we do 4 to 5 weeks of previs for each country and show performance. So each country gets half a day of previs for us to generate their looks based on the conversations we've had. I then send those previs videos to the delegations for comment. We then make changes before we do a stand-in rehearsal here, which is basically their full production with all the effects, with local stand-ins performing, and we send that tape to the delegations before they arrive. So this process runs from stand-in to rehearsal 1, rehearsal 2, and then the dress rehearsals. And in between all of that, I have a team of people in viewing rooms meeting with the delegation, taking all their notes. The thing about Eurovision is the reason it takes so long is because it's so precise. Every camera shot we look at with Robin, the director, and Fabienne, we look at every single camera shot and try and tweak the lighting. There'll be no lights on in the rig that shouldn't be, that are messing up the frame or messing up the back of shot. Everything will be tweaked within an inch of its life. So Eurovision is about precision, time-coded cameras, time-coded lights. We sit and analyse every frame of every rehearsal to make sure they're as perfect as they can be. Light quality is really important, especially in broadcast. It's super important anywhere, and performers in concerts want to look amazing on stage as well. And so light quality is even super more important when you're shooting on a multi-camera broadcast with very expensive cameras that you're shooting on Arri for the first time here, that will notice imperfections even more. So it's really crucial for me that the key light especially is the highest quality CRI, highest quality feel on camera. I have the ability to tweak to really very, very detailed level of colour, temperature and tone and tint on everyone's skin. And that's on a performer basis. Having that level of detail in the light and control over the light is as important as a moving light being able to flip around and do strobes. But actually it's the quality of light for me on this production that comes number one. You have workhorse products, you have eye candy, and you have products for a specific reason. And the 2 Martin products on this performance, one is being used as a workhorse, that's the Martin Viper XIP. They're hidden in a grid at the very back of the stage, and they create all this volumetric light that comes through our big kind of scenic grid. And because they're a workhorse fixture, we can get point source, we can get big wide zoom, we can get pencil beam, we get amazing gobo work out of them. So they're used as a big grid of solid light, creating numerous effects throughout the show. Then we move to the performance fixture, the Encore 2. That has been selected purely for its light quality. That is number one priority for me, is lighting faces. This green room here that they're mostly focused on is a major part of the show. It's not just used for the countries to sit down in. There are a number of performances up here. And it's really important that all of those performers look as great on the stage as they do up here. And there's 2 hours of the show looking at this green room during voting. So it's really crucial this looks as great as it can be. And that's why the Encore 2 was chosen for this area. The most rewarding thing for me is seeing all of that kind of hard work come to fruition. For me as a lighting designer, seeing something come to life on TV that's captured forever. And this show is always remembered. This is when I've always wanted to do this show. So seeing that go live to the biggest audience in the world is kind of what gives me my reward.